So let's start off on a more positive note. I haven't done birthday shoutouts in a while, so let's do birthday shoutouts. They go out to Michaela Shakespeare and That Way Subs. Happy birthday to both y'all. Hope you have a good one. Thank you so much for your support at the Ragin Nation. I really appreciate it. Now, I've done my spoiler-free review, and I did say that I was going to do my spoiler-filled talkback video, which I'm actually looking forward to doing, but I actually have to save that for the next video. I think with what I have to say in this video, it's more appropriate that I put it out now, because I have been reading the feedback for my review, and I'd like to address my review. Not the feedback, I'd like to address my review. And if you notice me looking over here, it's because I actually typed out my thoughts. And so if you ever see me looking here, it's because I'm reading, okay? Just because I want to make sure I get everything out of the way, okay? So I'll first say that I reviewed the movie like a movie. Not like a Michael Bay directed movie, like a movie in general, like I would review any other movie. Now, some people might be thinking, well, why would you separate them? Well, I've said this before, and it's just that Michael Bay films are kind of like in a league of their own. And that is, he's one of the most hated directors in Hollywood, but his films make a ton of money, and they keep on doing that. And why is that? It's because he's found some sort of working formula, or his name is a brand. Like his name, Michael Bay, is a brand, and people keep on going to watch his movies, despite how they're flawed. I appreciate them for what they are, like Bad Boys 2, The Island, The Rock. Love The Rock. I loved Armageddon. Watched it 3 times. You know what I'm saying? So they're in a league of their own. They're not the most well-reviewed movies, but they still make a ton of movies. So in that sense, he's actually doing something right. And I don't hate his body of work. I actually enjoy his body of work. They're actually a type of entertainment that a lot of people really, really enjoy. As a matter of fact, Michael Bay is one of my he belongs in my top 10 favorite directors of all time, and he still belongs in there. And I also love the fact that he makes the films not for critics. He doesn't make the films for critics, and in doing so, his films still make a lot of money, even though they're so poorly reviewed. But it's just a reflection of what Hollywood has evolved into, and that is a very, very commercialized version of the entertainment industry. It's just the Hollywood entertainment industry has just become more corporate and more commercialized, and it's, like I said, a reflection of what it has become since the beginning of show business, like movies and show business. So anyways, if you watched my review, you will have obviously noticed my disappointment, and I'll be completely honest, I actually had a really tough time with this review. I actually recorded it several times, and I just wasn't happy with it because I just felt that it just didn't sound right. But what you ended up seeing was the final result, the one that I was finally satisfied with. And like I said, I had an extremely tough time, and you could actually see it in my body language, my tone of voice, and just what I say about the movie. And I hope that people can acknowledge that. And I was in a difficult spot last night. I mean, I watched the movie, I had dinner, and I was sitting across from my friend, and I was just like I was just like this. And then he actually said that I've never seen you so disappointed in a movie ever. We watch a lot of movies together, and he knows my excitement for these films, and he knows that I enjoy mindless movies like Fast and Furious and Michael Bay films, and he said that he's never ever seen me so disappointed in a movie. And so I just want people to understand my position, and that is I do these videos because I have so much fun with it. It's a fun hobby, and a lot of the anticipation is fun and exciting, and you guys know the journey is exciting as well, so it's exciting for me. And I know that people are really disappointed with what I have to say, but those are my thoughts, and I really wanted to make sure that I was completely truthful about what I had to say. But at the end of all this, I just want you to go out there, watch the movie, and make your own decision. Don't let my opinion persuade you from not watching it. And well, if you've already seen my review and your expectations were lowered, then maybe it'll help your enjoyment of the film. Maybe my review won't bother you at all. Maybe you will love this film, and in that case, fantastic. That is great. A lot of people were mentioning the fact that I actually gave 8.5 out of 10 to Age of Extinction. The thing is that I watched Age of Extinctions at least 11 times in the theaters, and all in IMAX 3D. So I paid full price to watch it in IMAX 3D. I think it was 14 times, maybe. So that's $20 each time. And every time I watched it, I enjoyed it. Like, I loved it. And that's why I kept on going. I would go by myself, and then I would bring a pillow because it's a long movie. And then I would just watch it on my own. And it was because I did it because of a lot of things, such as first of all, it was an IMAX 3D experience, one of the best IMAX 3D experience I've ever had. So that experience as a whole was awesome. Also, Michael Bay actually introduced a lot of new things into the movie, a lot of new elements, such as Lockdown, which was a great villain. Cemetery Wind was pretty cool. They're really, really evil. Optimus Prime in hiding in his evasion mode. The music from Steve Jablonsky was great. The Autobot reunion scene, oh, loved it. I actually clapped when I heard the Autobot the Transformers sound effect. New Autobots, like brand new Autobot cast. So that was new. Dinobots, there's build up towards the Dinobots, and a lot of new elements, okay? So there was a lot of fresh new things, okay? But after watching Age of Extinction many more times on Blu-ray, my love for this film actually dropped. I still love it, like, to a certain point in terms of, like, certain scenes. Like, I love the aerial chase sequence, the Chicago flying chase. I love that scene. Like it still gives me goosebumps. The Autobot reunion scene, obviously, great scene. But my love for this film has dropped just because I find it not as easy to watch the film from beginning to end because it's just really long, and it's also just a lot of not a lot of good parts in the movie. And anyways, so my score of 8.5 for Age of Extinction no longer is, the same. It dropped. I don't know what I lowered it to, but it definitely dropped. But I won't say that it's worse than Revenge of the Fallen. With regards to The Last Night, I don't hate this film. I don't hate it at all. I don't love this film like I love my experience watching Age of Extinction or Dark of the Moon. I love the Transformers franchise. I still love it, and I always will love this franchise, and it will always hold a special place in my heart. But I wanted to love this film, and I didn't. But I definitely did not hate this film. I was just disappointed with it. I'm someone who loved the very first film, the 2007 film. I love it because of the way it makes me feel. I get excited. I watch it on Blu-ray, and I still get excited. The goosebumps, it just makes me feel like a kid. And I embraced Michael Bay's direction of the Transformers movies from the very, very beginning. Like, from the very first film, I embraced all his films, despite all their flaws. It didn't matter. It's just that in Transformers Last Night, all those Transformers moments that we saw in Transformers Last Night, they just felt like it was cut short. And I felt like I really wanted more out of it. I just wanted more, okay? And, that's a very legitimate thing to want for a Transformers film, wanting more. And it's a very common thing to want. Anyways, I'm actually looking forward to watching this film again in IMAX 3D. I've already got my tickets. I'm actually watching it on Wednesday twice in a single day, 12 o'clock and at 6:45. And I will also watch it maybe a couple more times just because it's a big movie. It's a lot to take in. It's information and sensory overload. And I think maybe after I watch it a couple more times, maybe I'll pick up different things that I missed. And also maybe I'll enjoy it more. And maybe, my feelings for it will change. But for the time being, I'm still disappointed. But, like I said, that might change. With regards to the success of this movie, the potential success, I want this movie to do well. I really, really do. I do not want this movie to fail. I want it to do well, because this is Michael Bay's last outing in his franchise, and just like all his other films, I've always wanted them to do well. Why? It's because I want this franchise to continue, but I want it to continue at this point under a different direction, which it will be. It will be under a different direction. We got Travis Knight for the Bumblebee film. But like I said, I love this franchise. And I love the whole idea of a live-action Transformers franchise. Like, I love that. I mean, who wouldn't want a live action Transformers movie franchise? Of course, you want a good version of the live action Transformers movie franchise. But I felt that Transformers last night I watched it last night, was not a good representation of that. I don't care how they do it, but just make a good one. That's all I'm asking for. Just make a good one. And I hope that Transformers Last Night, despite how I feel about it, makes $1 billion or more. I hope it makes the same amount, if not more than, or around that amount of the Age of Extinction and Dark of the Moon. What else do I want to say? I hope people enjoy this film. I really, really hope you guys enjoy this film. And I want people to enjoy this film. I want people to enjoy this film and stay excited and enthusiastic about it. And I don't want my opinion to or persuade other people from not watching a film that they've been anticipating for 3 years. You've been waiting for 3 years. You deserve to watch this film. I was completely honest about my review, and I want to thank everyone for commenting with their thoughts about my review. Thank you for those who commented about respecting my opinion, and also thank you for those who mentioned that they are going to still watch the film despite my disappointment. And also, if you feel the need to no longer watch my videos anymore, then I at least want to say thank you for the time that you spent with me. I respect your decision to not watch my videos anymore at this point, should you decide to do so. I've read some pretty mean comments on my Transformers Last Night spoiler-free review, but I understand the negativity. I truly do understand the negativity. If you feel disappointed or have any negative feelings toward me, then I apologize for how it made you feel. And I also do feel that any hate and negativity that anyone has towards me is well deserved. I deserve all the hate. It's been 3 years of like hyping this film up. Then I say something terrible about it, or at least I appear disappointed, and it actually affected a lot of people. I apologize for that, but I'll take responsibility for it. I deserve all the hate. One thing that I will say is that I've always been I do my best to be respectful towards my fan base, and I will continue to respect people here, including the people who don't like me anymore. I respect your decision to make that to make the decision of not watching my videos, to not feel good towards me. I respect that, okay? Because at the end of the day, it was my fault. I was responsible for how it made you feel. After watching this movie, I felt disappointed. I was a little bit sad, speechless. I was even a tiny bit mad. Before a lot of people said that you're setting yourself up for disappointment. But I always responded with, but I actually enjoy these movies. Like it's mindless entertainment, and every theatrical experience I've ever had at any one of these films has always been superb. I've watched every single one of these films multiple times in the theaters. Transformers 8 times, Revenge of the Fallen 3 times, Dark of the Moon at least 10 times, and I know probably Age of Extinction 14 times. All paid full price for movie theater tickets, and the reason why is because I enjoyed them. I enjoyed my experience watching them, and it gave me a really, really great and positive feeling. Despite how I feel about them now, it still was an experience that I will never forget. I clapped and cheered at the end of Dark of the Moon and Age of Extinction, and going back to with regards to people saying that I was setting myself up for disappointment, I will admit, you're absolutely right. You're completely right about that. I did set myself up for disappointment, and I'll admit that. And I admit that that was all my fault. You were right, and I was wrong. Some people might say, well, what did you expect? It's a Michael Bay film. What did you really expect? Well, I guess I expected to be slightly better, just slightly. Just, is it too much to ask for it to be just slightly better, just a tiny bit? The last thing I want to say is that I respect Michael Bay as a director and as a creator and as a visionary artist. He has his own way of telling a story, and he totally owned it with this film, and nobody can take that away from him. And I acknowledge all his hard work and that he put into this film, but like I said in my reviews, he has completely ran out of, he's kind of ran out of ideas. And, sorry. I'm excited for Michael Bay actually because I'm excited for what he's going to give us next in terms of, his other films, not Transformers. I enjoyed Pain and Gain, 13 Hours, and The Rock, and other non-Transformers films. I'm happy that he's moving on with the next sorry. I'm happy that he's moving on with the next chapter of storytelling. I look forward to the future of his movies because I'm still his fan. And with regards to that thank you Michael Bay video, I still want to do it. I still want to keep on doing it. I still want, I said I'd make a thank you Michael Bay video for him, and then in collaboration with Alfonso Nation, and I would sorry, I'm just like, what the hell? I did a thank you video for Dark of the Moon and Age of Extinction, and then I want to keep on doing it for Transformers Last Night. So there's a video, episode number 197 of The Road to TF5, where it says, the instructions for how to do it. I still want to do that video. I really, really want to do that video. So let's keep on doing that. Anyways, let's just wrap this up. So what happens next? Well, I was quite down, but life goes on, and now I'm going to continue going strong and continue going strong for myself, Transformers fans who support me, and the Ragin Nation. I'm usually a really positive person, and it's quite unusual to see me this disappointed like this, but I'm going to stay strong. I'm going to stay strong for myself and the fans. Thank you so much for your time, and thank you for hearing me out, and that's it. I'm done. Stay tuned for that spoiler review. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace. Just your typical, like, bam, 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 typical driving, and just standard background